All right, so this is a initial flight of the WyomingP1 drone. That's my cousin David Redding. His dog in the yard, his fifth wheel camper. And this is our very first flight. So we're taking off from the side yard next to his ranch house. The ranch is near above Hulett, Wyoming, near New Haven, Wyoming. It's been in his family for multiple generations. My father was his father's brother, and so we've grown up knowing each other. I'm a little older than he is by about, I don't know, maybe 13 years, maybe even more than that, I'm not sure. His yard, he's got a scale out there in the yard for weighing the truckloads of shell that come out of their open pit mine. They use the shell for to cover the roads. It's a pretty good material. And Dave's responsible for the ranch and does a haying operation. I think here in the last couple of years he's given up working away from the ranch and now works entirely at the ranch as a gentleman farmer, but really a gentleman rancher. His new John Deere with his baler that rolls the hay does a really, really nice job, a lot easier than the way it was when we were kids tossing those bales of hay up on the back of a truck and building haystacks. Now he rolls them and leaves them in the field. It just seems so much easier to manage. New metal green roof on his ranch house. He's extended the size of the ranch house considerably. I think when first time I went there in the 50s, it was just the primary main building. Now he's got an off to the right side, a large game room and bedrooms, and off to the left side, a indoor shop and a lot more area. What used to be a porch is now completely enclosed inside of a new roof, so it's kind of exciting. And we're flying this just a test flight, really, not really trying to photograph anything in particular. Setting up my software, making sure that my smartphone is current up to date, and that the flight control software for the WyomingP1 drone is also current. All of that takes time to download and install. It takes 20-30 minutes for the GPS to completely update if it hasn't been used in a while. And so all of these things are going through my mind as I'm doing this flight. And I decided, well, I don't want to stay up too long with just a quick test flight. And so we brought the drone back to the ranch and came in for a landing. I thought, well, I'll be clever. I'll go over there and land on that picnic table. And as I got over close to it, I thought, it's been almost a year since I've flown this thing. I might just, crash it. So maybe I should be a bit more careful. And I started to set it down on the table, and I think Dave was convinced I was going to manage it properly. But I thought better of it and backed up and decided to simply land it at my feet. I'm glad I did. I think the dog would have been a little too interested in it and might have tried to snatch it out of the sky, thinking it was some kind of a bird. I think it's the first time she's seen one of these drones. Well, we had a bit of a surprise. The plan was to update the software and fly the drone. And while I was letting the software update and updating the GPS files that allow you to pull maps for a particular portion of the earth, in this case I wanted to pull the area around the ranch so we could do some flight planning, we suddenly encountered a hailstorm. Dave came out of the house and said, "Hey Terry, you may want to close up the awning. We've got a storm coming in. It probably have some hail in it." I had no idea. So we closed up the awning, and as soon as the hailstorm started, I thought, well, with my little iPhone, I'll shoot a video of the hailstorm through the windshield of the motorhome. So I'm going to let it play for a bit so you can see it increasing in intensity. And then later I'll show you the excitement of downed lights and the control for the TV antenna knocked off the roof, and the fire smoke detector knocked off the roof, and all the lenses for the lights knocked off the roof. And in the bathroom, the skylight with the fan, the skylight got shattered. The fan got knocked out of the skylight, and the screen broken. and then we stopped and did some repairs, so the water coming into the bathroom would funnel into the shower. But again, very exciting to have this going on, so I'll let you watch the video for a bit and then I'll continue the narration. As the storm intensified, we thought that we were probably okay in the coach. I thought the Fiat 500C sitting in front of us would take some damage to its roof, and of course it did take damage, but it was primarily to the body of the vehicle. Surprisingly, the angle of the windshield on the motorhome protected it, but those windshield wipers were exposed, and you'll see them catching blow after blow and eventually knocking the caps off of the end and almost disassembling the wipers, knocking the water line that goes up to the spray nozzle for putting water on your windshield as you're trying to clean the windshield going down the road. You can see it breaking apart and really taking some hard hits. Surprisingly, it gets really loud, and you'll see the yard go fairly white. And we didn't realize it, but we were looking out the window. But if you turn around and look inside the coach, there's quite a bit of material knocked off the ceiling inside the coach from the heavy blows occurring to the roof of the coach. So quite exciting. Of course, this continues for a surprisingly long period of time. My experience in the past with hailstorms, that they're brief, although I did experience one in Lawton, Oklahoma that literally filled the street with hailstones. It was too cold for it to melt, and it was not mixed with rain, and so you literally had the yards and the street filled with hailstones. But here it's mixed with rain. It's not that cold outside, maybe in the 60s during this storm, so it's melting fairly fast. But blow after blow after blow to the coach, you almost felt like you were in a coffin, and they were rapidy tap tap, nailing the nails in the coffin, striking it very hard with a hammer, and that of course just continues for some period of time.
Exciting. Yeah, I got it on video.
There you go.
6 minutes, 25 seconds of video. They used to say you you get the biggest ones when? At the beginning or the end of a snowstorm?
Usually in the middle. Yeah, they'll start regenerating, they'll roll up there, and as this one went along, they got bigger. We got some out there the size of golf balls.
Here. Now I guess we're for round 2.
Yeah.
Will you videotape? I'm going to go make sure the window in the back aren't closed. I think I did, but I should check it.
At this point, I decided I should check the coach and make sure I didn't have any broken windows or rain coming in or any noticeable damage on the inside. I didn't really expect to see much, but you can see me moving around the coach and shifting the camera, and I realized that the lens was off of the lights above my head, and the control for the TV antenna with its amplifier had popped loose. I didn't see any water coming. Even that window that was open had no water in it. But as I walked around the coach, you'll start seeing what I saw. And it was quite surprising.
Back here, yeah, it's closed. Lids popped off the keys. Get down here. See all the stuff that knocked out for the ceiling. It's down here. Excited, knocked down on the bed. Pretty violent. Yeah, knocked this one down. Knocked the insulation down from there. Put that light out, I think. Let's see if it works. Well, the light works. But you can see where it knocked all the insulation down. I don't know what this is from. This is caulking. From something around something, I'm not sure what. There's some ice here. Oh, this is what it's from. It broke out the skylight. Wow. Broke out the skylight, knocked the lenses off the top. Wow. Now that's leaking down on the floor. Big hailstones. Some of them the size of golf balls. When the rain stops, I've got to get up there and cover that with something. See that? Knocked it all out and took the snot out of it. Wow. Knock the sensor off the ceiling for the fire. That hell's pretty big. Look at this. In the bathroom.